So, looking into this theory that the US government and military have a top secret network of underground bases, they need to create a very different technology, one that doesn't produce a mountain of debris on the surface. As far as I know, there's no drill that can make rock and dirt evaporate into thin air. Or is there?
Method and apparatus for tunneling by melting.
Since the 1950s, the US government has built underground structures and kept them secret from the public. In the last 70 years, we found out about a few. But the Cold War kid in me wants to know what else they could be hiding beneath our feet. We've seen that the method of tunneling used for public projects would be impossible to keep secret. So I'm meeting up with David Childress, an author and researcher, who spent decades looking into the deepest, darkest secrets of the US government. David says he may have the smoking gun that shows how the secret underworld is being built.
All around the Nellis Air Force Base and Area 51 is a vast network of tunnels. And many of these tunnels are in the base, but some of these tunnels and entrances go outside the base. Since the 1950s, the locals in that area have reported seeing convoys of military vehicles driving down the road and then just suddenly disappearing.
On one hand, it doesn't surprise me. It's a military base. It's very secretive.
And it's huge, too.
Right. What I want to know is, could someone create a massive underground base without anybody knowing about it?
They do have the technology. This is a 1972 patent from DARPA.
The United States patent, September 26, 1972, method and apparatus for tunneling by melting. Melting. So they're using heat to actually tunnel.
They're using heat to tunnel through and melt rock. In a normal tunneling device, you would have a lot of rubble coming out the back.
Yeah, yeah.
And you would need tons of trucks and things like that to haul all this rubble out.
Of course, yeah.
But with the thermonuclear tunneling device, you don't need that. It's very clean. It doesn't create a lot of waste and rubble.
It sounds science fiction to me. I mean, this is sci-fi stuff.
So each mile of the tunnel, 20 feet in diameter, creates enough rubble to fill 18 Olympic-sized swimming pools. But according to this patent, which was purchased by the US government, huge tunnels can be dug deep underground with zero debris. Here's how it works. The nuclear reactor inside heats the drill tip to over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. 6 hydraulic cylinders with 18 million pounds of thrust push the drill through the earth, turning all of the rock into glass that lines the walls of the tunnel. This is absolutely mind-boggling, if it actually exists.
What you're suggesting, thanks to this technology, is that if there's a vastness to this that we're not aware of, not to mention a depth, and that it's totally secret because there was no evidence of this being done.
That's right. It's a vast network that runs throughout the entire U.S., from the East Coast all the way to California.
What would be the purpose of this?
You have a network of underground bases, and then there are tunnels that are connecting them, starting in Washington, D.C.
No kidding.
Yeah. Even if Washington, D.C. is a radioactive wasteland, these guys can still be in charge and in touch with various parts of the military from these underground bases.
I mean, I still don't know if it truly works, but here it is in a United States patent. It's crazy.
In theory, this drill could create a massive network of subterranean tunnels and bases in total secrecy. But that's in theory. Could it actually work? I've reached out to the smartest man I know, world-renowned geologist Eric Drummond.
You got it all going on here.
Yeah, we got a rock here, brought in from the field, got a drill here, and we'll do some drilling.
I sent Eric the nuclear drill patent, and he designed an experiment to see if it could possibly work.
So we're going to compare basically old drilling versus new drilling.
Yes.
All right, let's get down to it.
First, we'll replicate traditional hard rock drilling, like the kind we saw back at Three Rivers, using an extremely scaled down drill bit and a scaled down chunk of rock.
I got a Charlie horse. There we go.
Nice.
We've made a tunnel and we made a mess.
Yes, we did.
If this was a mountainside and this was a big tunnel, I mean, this is just piles and piles of the
Yeah.
stuff. If you're going to try to be sneaky about it, if you're just sort of doing it under the radar,
Yep.
this is not the way to go.
Right.
Now we'll try to do a scaled down version of the nuclear drill that leaves no rubble behind.
So what do we have here, Andrea? What is that?
It's a plasma torch.
We'll fire up the plasma torch to around 2200 degrees Fahrenheit, the temperature of the patented nuclear drill bit. I want to see if that technology can create a tunnel that leaves no evidence.
Oh, man!
That was almost too easy. That's amazing. I mean, it went right through that rock, and I don't see any kind of debris around it. Look how clear that is.
Yeah, into
That's the
glass.
glass.
What impressed me was Andrea went through this in mere seconds. Like
Exactly.
that.
That's-
It took us, I don't know, 20 minutes to do with a conventional drill.
So there you go. I mean, that sells it pretty well to me. You can scale this up very easily, in my mind anyway, that this could create massive tunnel systems in a fraction of time with no debris. I mean, out of sight, out of mind. You could be doing this all over the place as long as that, that technology exists.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the leap. Assuming that a nuclear drill has been developed, then we've got our answer. And that basically proves it right there.
Yeah.